I'm nothing like you dudes and way better. Floyd Mayweather, I never lose.
Let's go. Fair shake boxing. Floyd looked old in my opinion. Had openings but didn't pull the trigger. Tired a little bit down the stretch and was a tad slower. The overall card was awful. I noticed Floyd goes to the ropes a lot, even when he doesn't need to. I truly think he needs rest on the ropes. I think Floyd is right for the picking. Let's see him in there with a sharp young gun. Thurman, Brook, hell, even Khan. And I don't even like Khan. It would be interesting if he takes on one of them names you mentioned there. It definitely would, you know, a more well-conditioned athlete, a more generically more obviously skilled opponent, you know, with a orthodox jabbing skill set than Maidana. It will be interesting. The Punisher speaks. He didn't look as sharp. He was leaking from his nose, breathing heavy. He even got bit. But with the hurdles, he dug down deep to win. Can't knock him for that. Yes, indeed. Floyd's professionalism and his heart got him through, you know. Maidana, you can say about his big heart, but, I mean, see, because guys like Maidana are kind of rough, rugged, and fight with abandon, it's easy to say they have a lot of heart, but if he had a whole lot of heart, he wouldn't have bit down on Floyd's glove like he did. It's kind of like Tyson, you know. Tyson exposed his fragilities when he bit on Holyfield's ear. He got a flashback to when he was going to get stopped, like he did last time Tyson did, and that's why he did that. And Floyd was landing with relative ease at that period of the fight, and you could say it's clever, but there's a little bit of insecure fighter syndrome there, in my opinion. Stacks 331. He says, based on this opinion, Floyd better stay the fuck away from Thurman. Real talk. Man, Floyd would destroy Thurman. I don't agree with that, man. Max Rider 1. Firstly, congratulations to Floyd for the gutsy victory and showing he is simply a cut above in his twilight years in the sport. Floyd is past his prime, but is being judged as someone who is still in the midst of his, which he is clearly not. Floyd's timing is suffering due to age and also the illness of Roger Mayweather. When you see their pad work sessions, which are not as sharp as they once was, but it's still a testament of Floyd's ability that he can still neutralize his opponent's strengths with good judgment, boxing discipline, and sound basic fundamentals. Maidana's game plan was very poor, as he needed 3 or 4 tactical adjustments to give Floyd different looks, thereby creating pressure to counter Floyd's counter-punching instincts. But this was never the case, as Maidana didn't have the know-how to execute alternative instructions. But many instead choose to criticize Floyd and Ken Bayliss, who has done exactly the same job he did tonight in Mayweather fights throughout his career. But obviously it's Floyd fighting, so now Ken Bayliss is a bad referee, right? Question mark. This shows their ignorance, idiocy, and absolute stupidity when it comes to the sport of boxing. I've got to roll with Mex on this, man. I thought Ken Bayliss done a good job. He stopped my man from fouling the whole place out, and I wasn't mad at that at all. Man, you know. If you can get away with dirtiness, fair enough. But if the referee chooses to admonish you for it, there you go. Learn how to fight in a more orthodox manner without having to resort to such tactics. Simple. Ace King 08. Maidana is the wrong style for Floyd because he is so awkward and he is one of the few fighters in boxing that can fight on the inside. I think he looked good considering Maidana's style. In hindsight, Floyd did look good, you know. He did look good, you know. It wasn't vintage, but he looked good. 8-3-4-3-7-3-I. Floyd can never win. If he stands and trades with guys, people claim he's overrated or he's lost it. If he moves around the ring, he gets booed and called boring. Floyd should retire now. He has the undefeated record, and he's clearly diminished as a fighter, in my opinion. He doesn't quite have the reactions. He can't move for 3 minutes of every round anymore. Mayweather Sr. was telling him you can walk sometimes, and he started looking up at the clock, which suggests to me that he's tired. Floyd retiring? Nah, he don't need to retire, man. He's got 2 more fights in his Showtime contract. Fight them 2 fights, win them, go out 49-0 and make your case for TBE, you know what I mean? And that's that. I didn't find the fight boring, you know. I just like watching Floyd fight, even when he's at, let's say, 90% of his full capacity. I just like watching him fight, man. I can't remember watching Floyd fight and being bored. I can't remember that happening. There you go. D Block Express. What up, D Block? The pull counter has become my favorite skill in boxing. Then the jab. This is boxing. You don't like it, don't watch. But we will all tune in next time, though. Once again, it's hit and not get hit. Hopefully the haters don't build up the fact that it was close. Just keep quiet and a new fighter will be picked up. You fans caused this fight, and hopefully Keith Thurman saw the margin he was looking for. I'm out, Beats. Mayweather, 47-0. No doubt, D-Block. And still. Taiwan Snow. It was a decent fight. Hopefully the fight that everybody wants is next. I'm assuming you're suggesting Pacquiao when you say that. Dave Conrad. If Pacquiao gets past his next opponent, but it probably still won't happen. That's in response to Taiwan Snow. Lee Simmons. Pacquiao versus Floyd, 2015. In May. Never seen Floyd so open for the fight. Emmanuel Lopez. Pacquiao has been fighting the right opponents to prepare for Floyd. Twice with Bradley and now Algieri. Algieri looks so much taller than Pac. It's going to be a tough fight for Pac, but he should outpoint Algieri. Yeah, should do. Should knock him out, actually. Out of Control Troll. Great post, bruh. Floyd's adjustments from the first fight were clearly noticed. Didn't look bad for a 37-year-old. Yeah, he did his thing. He did his thing, man. The next rider responds to Troll and he says the truth right there. King Black Caesar. Floyd's stamina is on point. I bet he can box for 15 rounds easily. Yeah, Floyd is a 15-round fighter. Him and Bernard Hopkins are 15-round fighters, you know, in a 12-round era. President Carter Free. Floyd Mayweather. TBE equals total boring experience, but congrats to him on another win. Yes, congrats indeed. Ball Life 4. He says, didn't that punch in the third land after the bell? Question mark. I'm not sure if it did. I think it landed before the bell rang. Triple H, 1200. Lara, 154. And Thurman, 147 are the mandatories. But Khan or Cotto it will be. Tanio, 12. Maidana may need to get a new trainer, as Robert Garcia is not maximizing his potential. Yeah, well, you know, there's some question marks about Maidana's fitness and his lack of discipline. You know, if he had won this fight, his next payday would have been humongous. But, you know, he didn't look in the best of condition. His tactics were all out of sort. But then again, he was fighting Floyd Mayweather. This was Floyd on a rematch, and Floyd had mastered the equation for the most part. Christian Woe, winner of Pacquiao versus Algieri next. Let's hope so. Lee Simmons, Floyd held all night, and the ref was horrible too. Floyd won easy though. Nah, Kenny Bayless did his thing, and I don't think Floyd held excessively. You know, he didn't hold excessively. He did enough to contain his man. He didn't hold nowhere near as much as Kell Brook. King Black Caesar, fight was boring, bruh. Floyd as crafty as it gets, but this fight was boring from an action standpoint. Glad he won, but probably his most boring fight I've seen. Still, he won easy by connect, percentage, and jab outputs. I won't mind seeing the CompuBox stats for the fights, actually. Now you say that. Captain Punch. He says, yes, sir. Money may pull through again. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. The money man does it again. Joe Smith. Floyd looked like a shell of his old self. He won, but this was his worst performance of his career. I don't know about that. Mr. Swole 951. I want to hear the surprise. Ooh, please God, let it be Rod Salka. Out of Control Troll. Also, Kenny Bayless helped neutralize Maidana's inside brawling tactics, in my opinion. pulled him up when he was throwing low punches and stuff, man, and just being unnecessarily rough. Reign supreme 287, 326 punches thrown tonight. That is output that nobody seems to be pointing out, especially on pay-per-view. You in there with a C-class fighter, touched him to the body, clearly took the wind out of his sails. Why not go to work and demolish the guy down and try to stop him and try to make a show out of it? You know, not all performances can be perfect. They can't all be perfect, you know. Whether you're a young fighter or old fighter, I think the reason I do it as well, we attach deterioration to some of his performances that are not virtuoso in the last 3 or 4 years. And there's probably been more good than bad, is because he is it 37, 30? I mean, if the age wasn't there, we wouldn't be saying that, you know. So it's easy to say that. But, you know, I don't get bored watching Floyd, personally. I just don't get bored watching Floyd. I just like seeing him work out angles to hit you and not get hit. You know, I can use the lesser skilled fighters to watch the bang-em-up fights. And then when I want to see the craftsman, I'll just watch Rigo, I'll watch Floyd, I'll watch Bernard, Andre Ward when he can be bothered to fight. And them guys, you know. I mean, you got the dudes, you know, the punchers, you know what I mean, wind up big shots, leave themselves a little open like Thurman. I can watch them for the bang-em-up fights. I can watch them. I watched it again. It's a really good performance. It's a really good performance. That's the bottom line. The professionalism is just second to none, man. You know, even when he got tagged in the third, he came out like nothing happened. He got bit, you know, he was in a little bit of distress. He got bit, kept his hands up, moved around the ring, got himself together. You know, he knew why Maidana did it, because he was getting hit with relative ease at that stage, Maidana. And he wanted to break up Floyd's rhythm. Floyd was aware of that. He didn't allow that. He said, no, let me get myself back together. And we get back to business. News coming in from Fight Hype. Floyd Money Mayweather is making major changes to his team. When May comes around, I'll have a totally new team. Once people start making power moves without communicating with me, then I think it's time for us to move our separate ways. I mean, I'm glad the fight is over with. But I think when May comes around, you'll see different guys at the All Access in May. I'll have a totally new team, probably a totally new staff. We may make a lot of changes in my team, but Al Heyman ain't going nowhere, stated undefeated pound-for-pound King Floyd Mayweather Jr., who recently informed FightHype.com that he planned on making some changes to his team in the very near future. Check out what he had to say. Ben Thompson, he says, Floyd, your corner looked a little different in this fight than it has in the past. Some people are speculating that there may be some issues going on with your team. Is there any truth to that? Floyd says, well, I like to keep my fans and everybody updated on what's really going on in the Mayweather camp and in the Mayweather world. But as of right now, I can't really say who's in or out. I don't want people to think my life is perfect. I strive to be a perfectionist, but my life ain't perfect. Ben Thompson said, it sounds like something is going on. I know Rafael Garcia didn't seem too happy about something on fight night. Floyd says, Rafael is feeling away because Bob Ware, a.k.a. Do It All Bob, he wrapped my hands. Rafael is one of the best hand and eye specialists in the world. He's one of the best, if not the best. But even Alex Ariza was able to show Rafael some different things, which was great. And then Bob, he wrapped my hands in training camp, and it was the best it felt in my life. I've never had my hands wrapped like that in 37 years. But I told Rafael that we work together as one, as a team, and his pay is not going to change. I told him there's enough to go around. On Saturday night, Rafael Garcia was in Mickey Bay's corner, working and in the middle of the fight. He left Mickey Bay to come back in to wrap my hands. I told him that I believe in doing good business and he needs to go back to work Mickey Bay's corner. This was the biggest fight of Mickey Bay's life. We have a well-rounded team. We got other guys that can rap. We got other guys that can do cuts. They might not be able to work cuts like Rafael. He says Rafael has videos that he's extremely good on. He's a legend when it comes to rapping hands and attending to cuts. but the best I've ever had my hands wrapped was by Do It All Bob. The Nevada Commission say that they had never seen anyone wrapping hands like Bob Ware. I love Rafael Garcia, but we're one team. Basically, Rafael said, I've known you longer. Rafael, no matter who is wrapping my hands, you should want the best for me, because it's all about the talent. If the talent wins, we all win. If the talent lose, we all lose. I think once Rafael got his check, the way he came by, he was like, I'm through. Like, that's it. You know, of course I want him to be on my team, but even if he's not, that still don't take away from my God-given ability to have good hands and good feet. So with or without anyone in my training camp, I'm still going to be able to fight. But I love Rafael, and I'm always going to love him. But I don't know who's out and who's in. I don't know if Rafael Garcia left me. I don't know. Ben Thompson went on to ask Floyd concerning Leonard Ellerbe and Mayweather Promotions. There's a lot of rumors circulating. Floyd replies, and in brackets it says, cutting in, Leonard. Okay, let's see where it takes us. I think we're just getting to a point where we are outgrowing each other. I think I just see things my way, and I think he sees things in another way. For example, this time around when I went out and fought, my WBC and WBA titles in both weight classes were on the line. And I didn't approve of that at all. Okay. That's something I didn't approve of. Also, my daughter was sitting in the front row and her mother was sitting next to her. So the ticket arrangements were totally wrong. It's just got to a point to where everyone wants to do what they want to do instead of communicating and compromising like we used to. We got to this point by communicating and compromising. If I'm not mistaken, my dad was not able to work Andrew Tabiti's corner, his fighter. My dad, he got all his stuff, the things that he needed for the fight, extremely late. That's just very unprofessional. There's just a lot of other things within our team that's just not right. Leonard wasn't in my corner, so you know, it's not any hard feelings. It's just people outgrow one another. I'm not mad at him. There's no hard feelings like I hate the guy. Not at all. People just outgrow one another, just like when people get a divorce. They are no longer on the same page mentally. Ben, it's just I'm growing in a different direction from everybody else. I'm at a new place in my life and I'm trying to get better. Even though I'm 37, I'm trying to get better. And I want to become better. And I want my team to become better. And if you're not on the same page as me, then there's nothing I can really say or do but say it's time for you to do your own thing. Since people may not want to do things the way I want to do things or communicate or compromise, there's no way that I go beat these fighters for these titles and then without me saying anything. Someone tells me I got 4 titles on the line at 2 different weight classes. When I beat the guy for just 1 belt, I had 3 belts and beat him for 1 belt. And the next fight, after he already loses to me, I come back and say, here, I'm going to fight for you for 4 belts in 2 different weight classes. Come on, man. It doesn't make sense. I don't think so. So Floyd didn't actually approve that. Do you feel like people are starting to do things behind your back without your knowledge? Floyd says, I just want to be able to communicate with anybody that I work with. Once people start making power moves without communicating with me, then I think it's time for us to move our separate ways. I mean, I'm glad the fight is over with, but I think when May comes around, you guys will see the All Access in May, and I'll have a totally new team and probably a new staff. We may make a lot of changes in my team, but Al Heyman ain't going nowhere. It's a little sad because Leonard's been there for so long. You know, he's been there for so long, but that's life. That's life. One way or the other, the party has to end. Floyd's party will end. I think it will end with him being undefeated, but you never know. You never know. This is life. Life is unpredictable. And it's just one of them things. It's the end of an era for Leonard, it looks like, but that's how it goes. It looks like the end of an era for Rafael Garcia, the small dude who looked after Floyd if he got cut, which was rare. and wrapped his hands. But this Bob Ware, he seems like he does a really good job that Floyd feels comfortable with. And hey, you know, he's getting in the ring, man. He's got to be comfortable with the people working with him at the end of the day. And that's all we have for now, people. And that's all we have. I'm going to say peace.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Yeah, you ready to get recorded now, yeah, for the interview?
Yes, man, come on, man, stop playing, man. I'm ready, like I'm ready to fight.
Anything you want to tell the public out there?
I am the greatest!
And then you say, God damn it.
You got knocked the fuck out, man. Get knocked out, damn.
Word is born, I'ma smoke 'em, yo, don't make no move. What? Treat it like boxing, stick and move, nigga.
Left, right, left, right, left, left, right. And he was out for the night.
You know we need that trademark bark before you depart from our company, man. You know what I mean? Can we get the barking? And we're gonna need that bark. You know what I mean?
Oh man, Jesus Christ, fellas. Dog is coming.
I don't care if he knocked me down, I was ready to go with him. Whatever you wanted to do, I was at the match. All the way, mate, all the way. Now you might start believing in the Dark Destroyer.
Shout out boxing when I heard you on the radio. I just don't know.
Boxing beats and rhymes, boxing beats and rhymes.
I got knowledge, another sucker's pocket.
I don't know if you want to answer. Possible Manny Pacquiao fight with Floyd Mayweather. How you feel about that?
Well, basically, I mean, it's a fight that still has the potential to happen.
I'm Sonny Liston, I'm Jack Dempsey. There's no one like me. I'm from their claw. There's no one that can match me.
Boxing beats and rhymes, boxing beats and rhymes, boxing beats and rhymes, boxing beats and rhymes.